Okay, here's the video to accompany Spot Check 20 that fourth period took today. So when we're trying to factor and sketch a function, first we want to look for a greatest common factor. 2 will go into all those numbers, and then they all have one x that's common, so I factor out an x. That becomes our GCF. If I divide that GCF into each of the terms, you're left with this trinomial. Now, I taught you guys in class to try to factor that. 3 goes there, a times c goes there. What numbers add up to 3 but multiply to negative 10? Well, in this case, it's adding 5 and subtracting 2. That works to add up to 3 and multiply to negative 10. So you take these two factors and put them into a binomial with x plus 5 and x minus 2. So there I've fully factored my expression. Now I can look at the zeros of these expressions right here. This is 0, this is negative 5, and this is 2. So plot those points. Last thing is to evaluate the end behavior of this expression. Positive 2, so right end is up. Odd exponent, so I know the left end is opposite. And then we sketch it, make it fit the end behavior. Over here for functions g and h, I'm asking you to tell me if the roots are real or imaginary. Well, if you can find real roots, then they're real. If they're not real, then they're imaginary. So we factor out a negative 1 from g, that's a GCF. And look, can I factor this with the magic x? Negative 1, negative 42. Yeah, sure, that's minus 7 plus 6. They go into our binomials, so there's my real root at 7 and negative 6. So that's why you get two reals. But h doesn't factor. The only thing you guys could do is use the quadratic formula. We're not doing that. I'm just asking you to evaluate with the discriminant part of the quadratic formula, b squared minus 4ac. In this case, it's 49 minus 4ac because plus 16, that's going to be a positive number. I don't care what it is. I just know that I'm going to have two real numbers and they're not imaginary. That's it.